Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to your weekly. So this week's going to look a little different. We're going to have the daily card in the rotation. We're going to have element signs throughout the week, so fire, water, air, and earth. And then while you're waiting for that, we have this reading and the daily cards. So I'm going to change up the format for how I'm posting going forward. I want to see what works better. So from now until the end of October, things may look a little different on the channel. I'm going to try and keep certain things like the daily card because you guys seem to really like those. And then the weekly is for everybody. We're going to have fire signs on Mondays, water signs on Tuesdays, Wednesdays will be air signs, and earth signs on Thursdays, and then a weekend message most weeks. So let's get into your reading. We're going to pull some oracle, some tarot, and some charms for your week ahead. Libras, you will have your own message because today starts Libra season. So let's see what's going on for everybody else in the collective. What is the energy? All right, Eclipse in Sagittarius, success after a setback, bringing some growth. So 33 is a master number. So if you add up all the days in your birthday, the day, the month, the year, and you reduce it down to a single number unless it's 11 or 33, those are master numbers, then you have your life path number. So whatever life path number that you're on, you can look that up and you can kind of see some themes that are going on throughout your life and how to navigate those things. It can be kind of interesting. My life path number is a 3, so I'm here to help be a healer and things like that, share knowledge and wisdom. I love it. Okay. So you may be going through some changes. You might be facing some difficulties or adversities. So stand firm in the eye of a storm. It does look like you are choosing free will to serve your higher purpose. Remember, there's always a choice. And you could be headed towards joy and celebration and a period of success, which also helps you to elevate your status in some way, shape, or form. So Spirit needs you to work diligently towards your goals. Love it. So this week's going to be interesting. What else do we need to see, Spirit? What's the energy for the collective this week? What's happening? What do they need to see? What do they need to know? The energy this week. Thank you. Ooh, the universe. Love it. I don't know how clear these show up here, but she's sitting contemplating things, talking to the universe. She's got her dragon there. So I feel like Spirit really wants you to tap in, right? Think of it like this. We're merely a speck in the grand scheme of things, right? We're a speck in the universe. But Spirit wants us to connect. Even though we are small in the grand scheme of things, we are still part of it. And so we still matter, even though we are kind of small. The Dragon Rider tells us that not everybody has a Dragon Rider. Okay, so this always reminds me of Game of Thrones and Khaleesi. I don't know how well that shows up, but it's a blonde woman on the dragon. And so Khaleesi was the mother of dragons, and so she was quite powerful. There were 3 dragon eggs that she was gifted, I believe, as like an engagement or a wedding present. And she nurtured them and she loved them and protected them, and they hatched, and 3 dragons came out of these eggs. I believe 1 or 2 of them happened to be killed along the way, and one of them was her ride or die, basically. Like, he was with her till the better end when she was killed. And so you always have entities, dragons, angels, etc., your spirit guides that are with you always. And so it's a very unique bond that you have. So if you're a dragon rider, you have an entity that will be inseparable, will be with you until the bitter end. Your gifts might be amplifying, but you have free will in order to decide whether you're going to use them or not. I would suggest you do. That's what you're here to do. So there might be some things that are amplifying or waking up. Spirit would like you to pray about the things that concern you at this time and connect with the universe, connect with prayer, connect with your gifts. And that will also bring you in some peace. I feel like this elevation in your status is also going to help to bring in some peace for you. I do feel like financially speaking, things are starting to improve. And so, of course, right, if we don't have to worry all the time about how we're going to pay our bills, how we're going to eat that day, things like that, then yes, we have more peace in our life. So Spirit's asking you to pray about everything that is bugging you. Talk to the universe, use prayer in order to actually get where you want to be in life. Okay, Spirit, what do we need to see this week? What's the energy? I'm taking cards that come all the way out, please, Spirit. Thank you very much. Okay. So we are juggling some things. We just entered Libra season today. So instead of juggling, we need to let something go to find, create, or restore balance. We have a lot of options on the table. Some of those could be in love. So choosing wisely is going to be our best bet. We're going to need to see things clearly for what they are, and then we're going to need to make adjustments. So part of this, I see that how funny, there is a dragon on here. Little tiny dragon right there. We have choices, right? But some of those are snakes. Some of those are no good for us. Some of those lead to a victory. Some of those lead to finances. Some of those lead to a tower moment. And then we have other options here. So I feel like you could be in contemplation about things needing to change somewhere in your life. And so consult Spirit. All right, that could be really, really important. Consult Spirit on everything, and I promise they will give you clear signs. You do have a choice needing to be made about love, good or bad, right? You have free will. You don't have to stay anywhere that doesn't fit for you. So make wise choices this week about love. They also need you to shift your perspective and see things differently. If you look closely, there are 3 spilled cups here, but there's 2 behind that aren't. And so that gives us hope that there's still something to salvage. I do feel like emotions could be running high. They're drawing me to the water behind. And so I feel like, especially at home, that we could need to maybe see things differently and kind of pick up the pieces and go in a different direction towards, they're telling me, faith and salvation. Okay, Spirit. But there is this instance that we need to see things differently and find a better option. All right, so nurture the things that you want to see grow. She's typically seen as very ethereal. She's somebody who's really tapped in. I feel like she's also somebody who can be a fierce protector of those that she loves. So that might be something that, you have to tap into, is this protective energy. There's also a mermaid in the background here. So maybe you're really tapped into the sea, this energy of water, things like that. I always have felt a kinship to mermaids. I think mermaids are gorgeous. So don't drown in the emotions is what's coming through. I feel like, especially if you're a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, the emotions could kind of be all over the place. So really needing to find balance. We have the King and the Queen of Cups. So there could definitely be a pair here. I feel like he's going to help you to find some balance. What's funny is if you see the ripple effect here, I feel like he will help affect change in your life. So that's interesting. Let's see. All right. Trusting your instincts and intuition to make decisions in your life at this time help lead you to knowledge and abundance, as well as a wish fulfillment about love. And anything that's hidden is going to be revealed so that we can make adjustments. Some of this is a heavy burden that we've carried for some time, so we do want to let that go once and for all. What else do they need to see or know this week, Spirit? What's going on for the collective? What's going on for the collective this week? Thank you. Ooh, Knight of Cups. So some new love could be coming in. New love coming in. The Knight in Shining Armor, very chivalrous and romantic. Okay. Ooh, he's evolving as well. So you have 2 kings here. So again, we have some choices to make. I feel like one is really emotionally fulfilling. The other one might be a little more pizzazz is what they're giving me. A little more exciting, a little more flair. Very charismatic, somebody very charming, somebody very attractive and alluring, very confident coming in. Interesting. This one lacks a little bit of courage and confidence. This one's all about it. He knows what he wants. He goes after it. So you are going to be walking away from some things in life that aren't serving your highest good. That creates the balance, right? We're entering Libra season. Ironically, in this card, she's carrying several scales. What's weird is she's got a singular one here, and she's got both of them over here. I do think something is is a little out of balance in your life. And so we're going to cut those things away so that we can create that harmony that we're looking for. The moon's going to reveal the illusions that we might be under to create that balance. There is also a period of reconciliation if you've been separate from someone on your mind. Judgment, okay, more scales. So it's ironic that today starts Libra season. So we need to create balance. And if we're unable to do that, I feel like the divine sees everything. So they're going to help us to come into alignment, to drop that heavy load, to make a decision so that we can let go and elevate. Seven of Swords. So watch out for liars, cheaters, thieves, manipulators, and untrustworthy people. There could be some people that are spying on you this week. I feel like they're kind of on a fact-finding mission at this time. So kind of guard your energy if you feel like there's people that are being nefarious or up to no good. Maybe you need to guard your energy, but there could be some gossip, rumors, or spying energy. Very curious going on. I do feel like we have some decisions about love going forward this week, so choose wisely, okay? Not everything is as it appears. The moon is out here in your reading telling us that there are some things that are hidden. So once those come to light, we can actually make some clear choices and adjustments. Don't overthink these decisions. I feel like it's super important that we see things for what they are, and that if we can't, we need to ask a spirit to show us, to reveal the things that are hidden so that we're able to protect ourselves and make positive changes. So let go of the negative thinking or self-talk this week and transform or transmute that energy. And no more lack. Spirit knows what you need. Be willing to do the work. Let go of the things that are weighing you down or holding you back so that you're able to actually make some progress. What's their outcome this week, Spirit? Please, thank you. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I feel like you're worried about money and to the point where you're unsure that more is coming in. So I feel like it's important that if you've been having a string of bad luck, you know that things can turn around, but it could be you that's holding yourself back, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. So be willing to put in the work, but I feel like your negative thoughts are what's holding these blessings back. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else, Spirit? Taking cards that come all the way out. Thank you. All right. Be willing to do the work. Yes, that's always required. And don't give up on love. I feel like you could have dealt with some people that, you know, maybe they weren't a good fit for you. Maybe they lacked confidence. Maybe they were a bit narcissistic, things like that. That could also be affecting your finances and a positive outcome. So eliminating things that don't serve your highest good. Anything else, Spirit, for the week, please, for the collective? Any other messages? Thank you so much. All right. Indecision is definitely blocking your blessings, as well as needing to heal from heartbreak, pain, or grief. I also feel like we need to maybe get a little bit more creative, right? And then love will find us. Lots of happiness, fresh starts, and new beginnings. So shifting our perspective is going to help us to get there. All right, Spirit, what do we have for the messages this week? Thank you. All right, so we have the graduation coin. It says, graduation is not the end, it's the beginning. So we are entering a new phase. We are going in a new direction, right? The arrow tells us that we might have some setbacks, but we're being catapulted in a new direction. So shift your perspective. It's you versus you. There is no other competition in life. You will be who you are supposed to be, so embrace that. Spirit wants you to connect. That's going to help you through your growth. It's going to offer you some stability going forward. We have a tiny little star, so you might be center stage. I do feel like you're changing, growing, transforming. You could see a dragonfly. That might be something super significant. Again, balance, stability. Maybe you're going to take a trip on the ocean somewhere. Navy comes to mind, anchors, stability, growth. We're ending something, right? The little skull ring here tells us that endings are bringing new beginnings, and it is a positive outcome. To get there, we have to sever ties with things that don't serve our highest good, cleaning up our own mess, right? And so that helps us to transform. I feel like there's also, that's a weird one. Somebody may have to get like a x-ray of their skull or like a scan of their head for some reason. That's weird. That's never come through before. So, taking good care of yourself, I feel like we're transitioning through these things that have been holding us back in order to go in a new direction. Spirit's giving me the words clean bill of health. So I feel like things are turning around in a positive way. They want you to believe in love, the Magician, right? So we're manifesting what we want. Could be a Capricorn for some of you that you're connecting to. Maybe you meet this person in Capricorn season towards the end of the year. No, you're not too old. Dinosaurs, right? So they're playing lyrics of a song. I think it's called Digging Up Bones. Maybe somebody's into like archaeology, things like that. So there might be some, that's cool. There might be some discoveries like dinosaur bones that are unearthed somewhere. So keep a lookout for that. If you happen to notice like a news article that talks about a new archaeological dig or discovering some sort of dinosaur bones, that would definitely resonate with that. All right, so somebody is going to travel, movement, relocation, taking a trip somewhere. Hiccups for confirmation. Maybe it's by train, maybe it's not, but maybe you're manifesting to be able to travel. Again, I got the words clean bill of health, but there might be some medical stuff going on for somebody in the collective. So if you're needing a checkup, I do feel like that's important, that you should definitely take care of that. We also have, it looks like a comb and a screwdriver, or a hairbrush and a comb. So maybe somebody is going to be changing their appearance, haircuts, different style. Maybe you're changing how you dress, your makeup, whatever. I do feel like the money will be available for those things. Again, endings bring new beginnings. So we're closing out cycles to start something new. Death, rebirth, transformation. We have Sagittarius energy. So between Sagittarius energy and Capricorn energy, I do feel like towards the end of the year is when we're going to start to see a lot of these changes and growth, right? We have our status card talking about how things are changing, growing, transforming, we're elevating, we're hitting a different status in life. So this week's going to be big for growth. I do feel like there's lots of things that could be exiting your life to make way for new opportunities coming in. So be open to receive. Remember, shifting your perspective is what's going to help these things come into alignment. Talk to Spirit, talk to the universe, pray about what you need, and get out of your own way so that Spirit can bless you. Have a great week.